All right, good morning, top performers. And this is our third session together and have had just some amazing new things that you have created, that you have attracted into your life, that one of our participants who is brand new just got two deals, and hi Mindy, welcome, and just got two deals worth $500,000, both of them around $250,000, and using because of this process. And again, a brand new agent, like out no more than I think he's been for 2 months. In fact, he's not even from this country, so he's learning the culture and everything. And he's from Australia and has a great accent, and he's a young, handsome guy too. So I think he maybe has an unfair advantage, but that just by him using this process, and he's been very diligent, and so this is week 3, and you just know that things are coming to you. As if you're listening to this right now, that means that you're starting to really get this, and you'll see that your life is going to take off more and more. It's going to be greater things. I just, in fact, talked to Kelly, and she has a couple of referral partners now, and so things are building, and you just know that everything is coming to you. And you're going to just be amazed at today's session that you're going to discover some things here. And I would ask you to just, again, take a deep breath. Just a deep breath, relax. Don't be doing anything else. That really make this commitment and give yourself permission to really hear this teaching, these words, and have it touch your mind, your heart, that this is nothing but good truth that can help you, lead you to all the things that you want, and to have, if you will, God's smile on you, that this truly, we just continue to have, what I teach, these processes and methods, they're not seen. You can't see them. But you can experience the truth of them in the amazing results that you have either seen so far or you will see, and that thousands of other people have seen. And so, again, open up your mind there and just say, yes, that I'm going to take this in, that there's going to be new ideas and a new perspective, a new way of looking at me and the brilliant creator that you, each one of you, are. So this is going to be an exciting one. I can't wait to share it with you. It's about beliefs, and it is done unto you as you believe. And so we were told this a couple thousand years ago, and that in truth, that this is how it is, but we don't understand that some of our beliefs, we believe them so much, we just believe it's the truth with a capital T. And today, I'm going to help you to loosen up your beliefs, because in fact, your beliefs, some of your beliefs are the very things that are preventing you from having everything that you want. You're making up your own rules, your own boundaries, your own what you have to do, or the work you have to do in order to get what you want. And so I'm going to just ask you to just start releasing your beliefs, and I'm going to show you a way that you're going to be told literally by your source, by God, on whether or not whatever beliefs you have, on whether they're the truth with a capital T or not. So that's how dynamic this session is going to be. So let us begin. Our agenda, we're going to talk about beliefs and understand what a belief is, where most of our beliefs come from. And by the way, they don't come from you, that they have come from other people. And then I'm going to share with you the path to beliefs that serve you. And so, we've talked about like the magic bullet before that. This is a magic bullet to the truth and to lead you to all the things that you desire. Your job, if you will, the reason why you came here is to birth desires. And so this beautiful world of contrast has any and everything we want. And so it has everything we don't want and everything we do want. And when you ask for more, that God's source makes more of it. So you don't have to be concerned about anyone else on how they're doing, because when you're doing good, that they're going to be doing good. And that's one belief, by the way, that has prevented you from becoming all that you want to be. Some of us have thought that we need to take care of other people, that we need to do things. And so, you might say, well, this is kind of a selfish teaching. And for sure, that there is no one else that can think for you, and there is no one else that can feel for you. You're it. And you are the one that creates your experience through your thoughts and through your feelings. And we're going to then look at the 5 steps to all of creation, literally how the process works. And so one of the things that you've been taught, we've all been taught, is that we're supposed to figure out the how, and that isn't our job. We're just supposed to birth the desire, because this world has this perfect contrast that we're here to birth desires, and then that our source, God, will lead us to those desires. But most of us have been told that we have to go and do it. And because of that, we're not being led by God, by our source, that we're being led by our ego, by our committee members, by what other people say. And thus, we're not getting what we want out of it. And so I'm going to share with you the one magical step in order to start getting all the things that you have asked for. Your happiness, your joy, your thriving business, more money. And remember, money is good. Most people have beliefs about money, too, that money is evil, the root of all evil, and that money is none of those things. Money just means freedom, just more freedom, more variety, and more choices for you. The more money that you have doesn't hurt anybody else, doesn't take away from anybody else, so money is good. And one of the reasons why most of you are in this process is because you want a thriving business. You want a better life. And I'm sharing with you that today you can lay down the struggle and you can lay down the protectiveness. You don't need to protect yourself from anything. You don't have to be guarded anymore. And you can just start living the life the way that you want to. And then we're going to discuss how to be a deliberate creator. And one of the processes, your Joy Shop is your most important thing. It's your guide. It's how you are asking for the way that you want it. And so I would encourage you to continue to do your Joy Shop in the morning. Reading that puts you in a good feeling place. And remember, in 2 weeks from now, we're going to it's going to all come together for you, and you're going to understand how all this works. But in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about your emotional intelligence and your emotions, which is your guidance system with your source, and how you're going to be able to allow that in. And one of the ways, so with the Joy Shop, is by feeling good, you then get to a higher point of attraction where you can now start attracting better ideas, okay, more godly ideas, if you will, because the better you feel, the higher you go, the closer you're going to getting close to where your source is, because your source is only well-being. Feels great, has joy, has love, and that this is a process for you to get up there in order to have the heavens part and to have everything that you want. And so this particular one, a technique besides the Joy Shop, is called episode intending. And so it's where you become even more deliberate now during your day on how you want it to be. And you can call it the way you want it. Most of us think, well, no, I've asked for stuff and I don't get it. But it's back to, remember, you had been asking for, let's say, a thriving business or more clients. And then during the day, and so that's in the Joy Shop, and then during the day, you're saying to yourself, wow, I don't have enough clients. And so it's the opposite one. And Source says, what do you want? And so Source gives you, instead of yellow, bright, sunshiny of more clients, that you're then thinking red, and this red of, gee, I don't have enough clients or whatever. And so you get oranges, yellow and red gets the orange, and you say, I didn't ask for oranges. But the fact is you have. And that's why I'm helping you in order to really just start being real easy on yourself. This is being soft with yourself, being gentle, being loving, and just starting to allow those good thoughts of what you want, and then believing that they're all coming to you. And recall that what I just said there, believing that it's all coming for you. And as you know that, so it will be. And then we're going to discuss our ideal referral partners and then our next steps. So it's going to be an exciting adventure today. And we're going to first look at what beliefs are. And again, I would, as you hear things that I share with you, that in my Joy Shop this morning, I asked for, and I want to be able to touch your minds, your hearts, your souls, for you to really encompass this and to be awakened and to realize even more so about what a wonderful creator you are, more so understand what beliefs serve you that you have and what beliefs no longer serve you, and to be able to just go to this next point, this next level of being a deliberate creator. So beliefs are simply thoughts. That's it, that you have had often enough until you turn them into thinking they are the truth. You thought they had a capital T, but they really were mainly other people's previous experiences, what they experienced, and then they believe that that is the way it is, the truth. And the fact is that you can create whatever truth that you want to with your thoughts. So I want to talk about milking this momentum. And so each of you have felt good. For example, in the last 24 hours, think right now about when you have felt good. Maybe you got a lead. Maybe someone smiled at you. Maybe someone gave you a compliment. Maybe you were uplifted in some way. And my counsel to you is I want you to milk the positive momentum. So when you're feeling good, don't be saying to yourself, in fact, the other day we had, in fact, the lady that I shared with you who had these crushed organs from a car accident, couldn't have children, was going to be in a wheelchair, and how she came to our inner circle. In fact, we have Len on the line right now, who she was there and heard this, and on how she was in Top Performers. In fact, in this third week, this week, right now, where she decided that she wasn't going to be in a wheelchair anymore. She decided she would be healthy. She decided that she could have children and she could lead the life that she wanted to. And she then walked into our inner circle, and so she took herself with the doctor. See, her belief initially before Top Performers was the doctor said. So she said, oh my God, if the doctors say I'm going to be in a wheelchair the rest of my life, then that's how it's going to be. And then she realized and she regained her power. And today I want each of you, and so write this down, that I decided today to regain my power, to take control, to take back my power and not give it to anyone or anything. And this isn't anything against doctors or anything else. In fact, I'm not against anything, because whatever I'm against would grow. So my goodness, I'm not going to do that. What I focus my attention on grows. So I'm going to be for everything. And what I'm for is I'm for you being a deliberate creator, and right now releasing those beliefs on and the power that you've given away, whether it's you've given it away to your significant other, or to your children, or to your parents, or to the doctor, or whatever. But she gave up the belief of what the doctors told her to be the truth, and that's why she was able to walk. Well, 2 weeks ago when we had our inner circle meeting, at that same meeting, she shared that she was driving to the inner circle, and she said she felt so good. Never before had she felt this good in her life. And so that it's at that moment when you're feeling so good that I want you to milk the momentum. I want you to milk it. I want you to take it in and just realize that this is, you're on your path now. You're aligned. You're blended with your source. And that as you feel good, that more good is going to come your way. Now, in this example, however, with this one member of the inner circle, that as when she started thinking about how good she felt, she then said, oh my God, I have to prepare myself for when I don't feel bad. And so what did she do? She was talking about thinking and feeling about sunshine, feeling good. And then all of a sudden she started, and she created then, oh, when I don't feel good. The only reason why she doesn't feel, thinks that she's not going to feel good is because she has the belief that her past experience is proof that her future experience is going to be the same. And I'm here today to share with you that it's not the same, that you have the power in order to create your future right now the way that you want it. So one of the keys, whenever you're feeling good, don't talk about, oh, when I'm feeling bad. Don't think about any of that kind of stuff. That what you do is when you're feeling good, ask the universe and say, you know what? How does it even get any better than this? And again, I'd like you to write that down. How does it get any better than this? And by when you ask that, it immediately tells the universe, all right, we're coming. And right now I hear the angels. They're all laughing. They're rolling. They're on their bellies. They're just loving this because they're saying exactly that. The universe then says, all right, I'll make it better for you because I asked for it. Okay. How does it get any better than this? So I'm sharing with you that you're going to feel better than you ever had if you allow yourself to do that. If you believe that there's a place that where you can even feel better, where you can be more, where you can have more, where you can do more. I know there is that place for you. And today I want you to know that this place is here for you as well. Amen. Amen. Okay. Most of our beliefs are not our own. So remember, it's done unto us as our what we believe. Belief is only thoughts that we think often enough. Well, we thought it so much of what other people believe that we have ended up having our experience what other people's beliefs are. And so that thus we took their thoughts. We thought it often enough, became our beliefs. So we're living other people's experience and not our own experience. And so it is done unto you as you believe. And what has really happened, it has been done unto us as we have not wanted. It has been done unto us as others have wanted. So our mothers maybe wanted to protect us and tell us, don't talk to strangers. Well, she had this belief. If you talk to strangers and that if they give you candy, then all kinds of bad stuff's going to happen. And that if we would take that counsel and still believe that, and the fact is, we all do believe that because, or most of us believe that don't you feel uncomfortable when you're meeting a quote-unquote stranger. A stranger is just your next best friend. A stranger is your next best client. A stranger is your next best referral partner. And that, one of the greatest fears, supposedly more than death, the fear of speaking in front of people. And so all of that comes because of these beliefs that we've been given. And the fact is, all the people, we're all interconnected. And so everything is great. We're all great. We don't have to be fearful of anyone. That, if one of the things that you believe will help to increase your business is to make cold calls, go make cold calls. I had yesterday in my coaching program, I had a participant that he makes 20 calls a day to a cold list, and he has 3 closings in the next couple of weeks. And he says he loves this. These are opportunity calls. He doesn't even make a call, refer to them as cold calls. In fact, we have a couple of us online right now that I know part of your responsibilities, part of the thing you do is you do these quote unquote cold calls. Change that word that, they're not cold calls, they're opportunity calls. They're your next client in there. And that if you have a belief that will work, it will work. And so, so we would just want to lighten up on all of this and recognize that, wow, what beliefs do I have that no longer serve me? And I can share with you, there's a lot of them. And the good news is you can trump any belief. And I'll show you how in a minute. So where do beliefs come from? Woo, upside down and all around. They come from our parents. And again, everybody was well-meaning in this, that they meant to do the best, but I already gave an example of the parents. Our teachers have told us, 150 years ago or whatever, that, our teachers were telling the children that the world was flat, and so it was all good intentions. But again, everything is expanding. The mantra for God is more. Everything is becoming more and more. And this teaching is just taking you to a place where you're going to have more and more of the things you want. And so there's more everything going on, but this will help you to get more of what you want. It comes from the news. And again, I've encouraged you, just turn off the news. Don't listen to the news. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with your experience. They pick up, for the most part, all the bad stuff, the small bad portion of bad things that happen. See, because only well-being flows to you. Everything is made from God, which God is good. So there is no power of bad. The only power of bad is the power that you create on thinking that there's bad. And so that's where sometimes the expression "see through the eyes of Christ," that you start seeing through the eyes of source. Ask to see, and my poor wife Sharon, she just gives me wonderful material, and so it brings to mind that last night on the sunset, I was seeing through Source's eyes, and I saw the most beautiful sunset, and the sky was just beautiful, and it was like a pathway. It was like the clouds must have got in between the sunlight as it was going down on the horizon, and it was just shooting up like a pathway. It looked like a pathway to heaven, and I mean, I was just in marvel. I had God bumps all over me. I was just feeling good, and I write my appreciation every night, and I have an appreciation journal, and so I mean, I was feeling good. And I call Sharon. I said, "Honey, come and look at the sunset." And she comes on. She goes, "Oh boy, Hank." She just walks back in. And she didn't get too much out of that sunset. But I allow her to be who she is too. And so I just love it. And I say, "Hey, that's cool. We all see differently, but you can see now, and you can see through the eyes of Source." And so I ask to think through and with Source. I ask to feel with Source. I ask to sense with Source. And by sense, that's I want to see through the way Source sees it. I want to smell it. I want to taste it. I want to hear it. I want to touch it. Everything is Source. And that's why, literally, I live in heaven. And that, I'm just kind of prancing around with my angels in La La Land, having a great time. And I have more than, you know a little about it. I mean, I travel the world. I, drive a new car. I have a beautiful condo. I have all that stuff, if you will, but way, way bigger than any of that, the prize of joy. And I have the prize of joy, and I want you to have that prize of joy as well. And here are some of these things. In fact, all of these things that I'm sharing with you, parents, teachers, news, etc., that none of those can give you joy. And I'm going to, again, show you where your joy is. Then also, where do beliefs come from? Your committee. Right? Yeah, committee members. And so we know how that is, that the little committees of worry, fear, doubt, complaining, blame, shame. And that's all that red stuff, if you will. We call it the red zone, but it's like, the red stuff that we have. And so we have those thoughts. And then what we get is, again, we're back to getting oranges, or we're getting back to getting red, bad stuff. Because we are the attractors. We create whatever we're thinking about. And that's why you, in fact, have to take credit for everything that you have in your life. You did it. And again, you can, fight with yourself, fight with me, whatever, on saying, no, but this is how it is. Well, this is how it is because you were asking for one thing, and then most of the time your prayer, if you will, is all the time. And so what are you praying? Like, what are you praying right now? Are you asking for to really see and feel and understand this, what I'm sharing with you? That if you do, you're going to hear these words, and they're going to touch your soul, and they're going to lighten your life up, lighten your load up, and give you all the things that you want. And so other beliefs are from church. And again, nothing good or bad about not fighting against, church. It's just that, which denomination is right? For that matter, which religion is right? I think I shared with you on religion in my travels in Russia. When communism took over, that they just declared, when it took over that day, they declared there was no more religion. And so now, even though they're supposedly socialists, they're more a dictatorship, but that now most of the people don't believe in any higher power. And I'm sharing with you a higher power that you can tap into and you can leverage. Your higher power wants to give you everything that you want. And the only way that your source knows what you want is by your asking, by your thinking. And then that corresponds to how you feel. So again, to ease up on all of this, because, you were literally told that you were born a sinner. And the fact is, you were born worthy. I'm coaching with a person right now that she's a healer and just tremendous, has helped thousands of people. They line up at 4:00 in the morning to see this healer, and she's here in Dallas, and just amazing lady. And I'm with her because she said, my problem is that the lines on all the lines of people, and she said, just kind of visualize all the lines of people waiting to see me. And she said she puts herself at the end of the line. She doesn't take care of herself first. And so I'm helping her to realize, and she is, that she and you and me are all worthy. We are worthy. And so for you to recognize your worthiness on that, you were born worthy. And even Oprah said recently that, if you're worthy or not, if you are born, if you're living. And so you are born worthy. So again, there's a lot of different beliefs. I'll give you another example. I believe it was when we were in Sweden, that in like 1750, the king decided that he didn't like all the money going to the Pope. Because they were all Catholics. The whole country was Catholics. So one day he just declared, you're going to all be Protestants. And if you aren't, we'll execute you. And guess what? Today, every one of those people that I met, they're all Protestant. And so again, it's really other people are, whether it's kings or society or whatever, have told us how we're supposed to be. And this is where you're going to be set free today, where you realize that, wow, you can have the beliefs, and you can have the godly beliefs, the truth with a capital T, as we move through this. And as you understand this step that I'll get to on the 5 steps of creation, also school is our friends. And this is really, I think for most of us, that we don't realize and how much we are influenced, and we honor the God of other people's opinion. And that, again, everybody has, good opinions, but nobody knows the truth but you, what's best for you. And so people's opinion, I don't care. And I care about people dearly, but I don't care about their opinions. In fact, I care more about how I feel about them. And I could give a hoot on how they feel about me. It doesn't matter how they feel about me. What matters is how I feel about them. And how I feel about all people is I love them. And I know that we're all connected. And I know that we're all creators. And that I know that I teach people on how to create the things that they want. And then family, and family has a powerful influence. I, again, been coaching with someone who was a Catholic, and that they just had such bad things, and there's this, bad God up there and judging, and, all this stuff, and they're bad, and so they're, really starting to recognize and believe they are made. Just all you have to do is read the Bible and get the truth. Like, I'm made in the image and likeness of God. Period. There we go. End of story. We don't need to have anybody else's interpretation of that. And again, we can have the truth. Because don't you feel good, like when you say to yourself, I'm made in the image and likeness of God? Just say that to yourself. Say, I am made in the image and the likeness of God. Doesn't that feel good? And that's because that's the truth on who you are. So that's where our beliefs come from. So then we ask, well, where is the truth then? And so we missed one place to receive infinite knowledge and the truth. For most of us, we have been taught to seek outside of ourselves where the truth is. We're going to ask somebody else. We're going to ask our minister. We're going to ask whatever, and for the truth, and we're going to get their opinion based on their experience, based on their beliefs. And so it has nothing really to do with you at all. And the truth, thus, lies within you. And so let me talk about 2 understandings on this truth. That, first of all, that the truth that lies within you is that any time that you're thinking any thought, you can monitor. You don't have to monitor your thoughts, just monitor your feelings and see how you're feeling. If you're feeling good, you want to milk it, right? Milk the momentum. You want to milk that, and you want to continue to think about that thought. But, just last night, I was laying in bed and going to sleep, and I started thinking about Sharon's office. She's getting a new office, and the different things, and some of the challenges in that, and the things that aren't working right, the ceiling tile or whatever. And then I went, hold on. I'm not feeling good at all about thinking this. And see, we think we're problem solvers. And if you continue to think yourself a problem solver, you'll continue to get problems and then have to go through this, unattractive, not feeling good place of trying to solve them. And so all of a sudden I caught myself and I said, I'm not going to think about that at all. You know what? Sharon's office is just going to be great. Everything is going to work out great. There's well-being that only flows. That I know that everything has the power to do it the way that I want it. And so this is how I want it, for everything to be easy, simple, to work out just great, everybody cooperative, everybody helping me. And then I went to sleep. And that we wake up this morning and Sharon says, oh, I got on my email something about something good in the office. And this isn't by coincidence. This isn't by chance. This is because that's what I asked for. And that's how the way that I want it. But we're so used to thinking about what we don't want, and we're thinking about what's troubling us, and we can't sleep at night because of the things that are troubling us. And I'm sharing with you, you can just turn it off. And how do you turn it off? Think about what you do want. So the question, though, is what do you want? So your inner being, your source, understands all the things that you do want. And, right now I just got a thought about, like, what does this have to do with real estate or building your business or whatever? Well, here's what it has everything to do with. As you're feeling good on one subject, every other subject starts to rise up with your point of attraction. And so just by you being in this session today, then you'll see that your day is going to be better. You're going to attract more into your life. You're going to have more of the things that you want just by being in this session for the hour and a half. And so it's like, wow, that's like amazing and cool. So that's how it's related, that this will increase your business. And all the amazing results that happen from people that graduate from virtual top performers, that, yeah, that's what's going to happen with you too. And you can count on it, that you're going to just have some amazing things, already amazing things, and it's going to get better and better and better. So back to, what do I want? Most people, when I, for example, start my first session of coaching with them, that I ask them, what do you want? And normally what they want, people don't know really what they want. I mean, they think they want a bucket of money. I'm sharing with you that I've helped people get lots of buckets, lots of money, and that what happens when you have a desire come true? Like, let's say, can you think of like a trip you always wanted to go on, and then you went on that trip? And then it's kind of like, well, okay, next, what exactly next? It's this whole process of just loving this journey of birthing the desires and then having Source lead you to your desires. Once you get the desire, that desire basically is gone, and it'll birth new desires. That when I got back from Russia, I said, man, I really want to go back to Florence again, because they just have these beautiful paintings and I'm already birthing new desires of what I want to be, do, and have. And so to be clear on what you want, all you have to do is ask. Ask and you shall receive. Well, ask yourself, what do I want? That is a powerful, powerful question, my friends. And it will lead you to more happiness than you can even imagine right now. Because your inner being, your source, knows your overall intention. And I can share with you your overall intention when you came here is 3 things. That you wanted to have more freedom. Think about the freedom that you have when you get those checks, those commission checks, and how, it's just awesome. I have the freedom to, whatever, pay off debt, go buy things that, feel so good, have a savings, have investment. And not an investment for a rainy day, because then you're going to have a rainy day. You just want investments to have more money, to have money work for you passively, and to just have large sums of money easily and consistently flowing to you. So you want more freedom, and there's all types of different freedom. And we have more freedom in this country than, again, just recently have traveled, that we should all be so grateful for the freedom that we have. But see, you can have freedom right now. In fact, one of our participants of this top performers is from Russia. And they met me, we talked, and they said, man, I would just love this opportunity, and that they're seeing freedom and they're living in Russia. So can you imagine that literally this can impact? It doesn't matter what your outside environment is. It only matters of what your inside thoughts and feelings are. And you are the only one that can control that. And you can control that to start thinking about thoughts that you want, about things that you like, about what is working for you. The path to more money is just to think about abundance, your abundance that you have right now. So if you want to write down a cool little exercise to do is to write down, and I'm actually writing this down too, that, and remember, Source is just, giving me all this information, the perfect words for you that are going to just, go into your mind, your heart, your body, your soul. But to write down what's playing out for me. I don't like the word work. Okay. So what's playing out for me in my life right now? You'll be amazed. Let's start with your heart is beating. Okay. Wow. How often does your heart beat? All the time. Can you rely on your heart beating? Yeah, you can. Amazing. Your digestive system, your circulation, that's all working. You have over 300 trillion cells. They're all working. Now, there might be a problem place in your body. Because I'd asked for help, don't have one pain in my body. But if you would have a pain right down your body, you can't be thinking about that pain because that'll just grow more pain. Okay. And I always kid about that, if your left arm is hurting you, that just focus on your right arm. And so just focus on the things that you do want and you'll get more of it. It's the way things work. It's the law of attraction. Whatever you're thinking about will attract similar thoughts. And then that will attract similar cooperative components that include people, places, and things that will bring you all of your desires. You're it. You start with it all. And so I am right now, you are starting to change your beliefs about the brilliant creator that you are. And so you just realize this is what, bring it on. Bring it on. And, just say that to yourself. Bring it on, Source. Bring it on, God. I am ready for it all now. I'm not going to any longer have beliefs that no longer serve me, and I'm going to just think about what I want. And for me to get clear of that, I'm going to, back to this, where's the truth? I'm going to ask, what do I want? And every day, you're going to have more and more clarity of what you want. You know what? The number one thing I want in the whole wide world is to feel good. That's it. That's it. And I have thriving coaching business. I have thriving relationships. I have thriving health. I mean, everything is thriving, but that's the prize. So back to the three things that we came here for. Number one is freedom, to have more freedom. Number two is to have more growth. So we love this expansion. We expand all that is. God smiles upon us. That's what our role is, to expand, go through this, sift through these things we don't want and things we do want, and to discover all the things that we do want that expands all that is. And so it's just amazing. And the third thing, so you came here for freedom, growth, and the prize of all prizes is joy. You are a joy seeker. So I want you to write that down. I am a joy-seeking being. And that's what you are. Joy-seeking. You just seek joy and you'll have all the business and all the happiness and everything, the money and the clients and everything you want. And so more clarity, though, from those three overall desires that you truly, when you came here, that's what you had. You didn't come here to save the world or any of that. You came here to expand all that is. Okay, the world doesn't need saving. The world is just great. It's just awesome. Look out the window and there's, right now I'm looking out the window, beautiful blue sky, thousands and thousands of trees. And then back to this abundance, think of the abundance you have, not only of your body working, but think of like how much air there is. You're not I know two of you are together right now. We have another group of you together, and you're not saying to the other person, quit breathing all my air. No, there's plenty of air, okay? And so there's plenty of everything, and everything that you ask for that you will be given it. Ask and you shall receive. And to have clarity on what are those things, I asked myself, what do I want? And so as you ask yourself what you want, you're going to have more and more clarity on, wow, I want a thriving business. I have one person I'm coaching with, I want to make $45,000 a month. And I think she will this month make $45,000 a month. If she can do it, you can do it. That it's all there. And so just one step at a time, though. Don't ask for big quantum leaps per se. That instead just ask to be happy and one step at a time on my wonderful journey. Your journey is eternal. So there's no hurry. Take it easy. Take one step and enjoy the moment. Your only power is right now. And if you enjoy it, the heavens will part and all the things that you want will come to you. So ask, what do I want? It's a great In the Joy shop on what do I want? And then I'm going to show you a little bit later on how during the day to talk about what do I want. And so you shall be answered and you shall know your truth. There's only one truth for you, and it's yours with a capital T. Again, I teach you the invisible processes and the understanding on how to be a deliberate creator, and that you will see the truth, capital T, show up in your experience. And you're going to start seeing more things, more people, circumstances, clients, money, all the things that you desire are coming your way. You can count on it. So let's talk then about the path to your beliefs. And has this been fun? Let's just, kind of sit back for a moment and just think, boy, it's just been amazing. I mean, literally what we're talking about are the secrets of the universe. These are the secrets. This is all you need to know in order to have all the things that you want. So just realize that, embrace that, internalize that. And that if you are saying something different than that, then you're right. Because, see, anybody can prove, let's take, for example, milk. That scientists have started with the hypothesis, we're going to see if milk's bad for you. And they found out, by golly, they discovered and they found out milk is bad for you. Then some other scientists decided the hypothesis is that I'm going to say, I think milk is good for you. And by golly, they found it. You can find whatever you want. Why on earth would you want to go dig up something like your past and the things that hurt you or whatever? Why on earth would you want to dig up anything? Why would you want to fight against anything? Because that doesn't make you feel good. Instead, just be for whatever that you want. And again, as you thrive, the world thrives and God expands. All that is expands and God is happy. So it's amazing. So the path to your beliefs. You were taught others' beliefs that they created and then created this into your belief. Your beliefs create your reality. So I create my reality now through my beliefs, and my beliefs are just practiced thought. So since that's the case, think back on our process and you're going to start seeing on how this is like dominoes and how it works, that you just hit that first dominoes of living in the green zone and your thoughts and practice thought, and that in essence what you've been practicing is you have been changing your beliefs, improving your beliefs to have beliefs that are working, if you will, for you, and that are giving you all the things that you want. And now I practice thoughts of what I want to be, do, and have in my life. And so in the Joy Shop, this is where we have talked about on that after you read the Joy Shop, that gets you to a good feeling place, and then to write down 3 things: your desires. And so what are those desires specifically? It's this right here of what I want to be, do, and have. So think, what do you want to be? I want to be happy. Okay. What do you want to do? I want to do lots of real estate business. What do you want to have? I want to have lots of money, lots of clients, lots of closings. If you just think about that, like if you would just think of those thoughts I just shared with you, it is only possible to get that in your life. It's only possible to get that in your life. So it's those other conflicting thoughts that have gotten you into the struggle of life, into believing other people's beliefs that have led you into not the place that you want to be. And so what I'm doing is I'm helping you to identify where you're at, where you want to be on what you want, and then the path. And the path is the path of least resistance. It's the easy path. So no matter how enticing right now for some of you, I feel that there's something going on where there's something really enticing that says, oh, I'll get a lot of something of what I want in there, but it's a really rough road and you really don't want to go uphill, upstream, that don't. It's enticing, it looks good, but it doesn't feel good. All you need to do is be led by your feelings. It's your guidance system from your source in order to lead you downstream, going downstream, picking the low-hanging fruit and getting more and more of it as you merrily, merrily, merrily down the stream. You don't even have to row down the stream. That it'll take you. Literally, the momentum will take you. And I have people that I'm coaching with right now that have that momentum now, where now they really don't have to do much, okay? That the momentum is carrying them. And I want you to think right now about how the momentum is carrying you and just imagine steps being placed in front of you to all of your desires. And so just imagine that one step after the next step. And guess what? Those steps aren't going upstairs, okay? They aren't going up the upstream. There's steps that are going down that are easy steps for you to just, what's my next step in order for me to have all the things that I want? And when you get those things that you want, you'll birth new desires on getting more. You know, I say that within about 90 days after a person retires, that a majority of those people die. And do you know why they die? This is why. Because they don't have any desires anymore. They were used to whatever, 30 years or 40 years or whatever, doing the same, working on the same job. And then when they retired, they had no other desires. They couldn't capture their imaginations with anything. And because of that, that literally you'll wilt away without desires. So you want to love this process of going through this contrast that births these desires because it actually flows life through you. And the more that you have of life flowing through you, the more this momentum will simply carry you step by step, giving you the step, going downstream, down those stairs. Just feel yourself going down those stairs into the inner world at one, aligned and blending with your source. Whew. Cool. So, how do you create what you want? And why don't we take 1 minute just to, just why don't you just relax? And we have covered some amazing information. So just take one minute to reflect on your beliefs. And I'd like you to think about what beliefs serve you and what beliefs no longer serve you. Which beliefs haven't served you? All right. So hopefully you've seen some beliefs that, serve you as, well, I'm really great with people. That's a super belief to have about yourself. So you have the freedom to believe whatever you want. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says or whatever. In fact, you have such power that you can actually create things that you want in other people. So I call these positive aspects. And so start looking for positive aspects in yourself and start looking for positive aspects in other people. Like, is there somebody that bugs you? That I did recently encouragement from Dr. Hank on Push My Buttons. And we made the buttons. We're the one that says, hey, here's my button. Here's my red button. And then they push it. And, of course, the people closest to you are more aware of that red button. And so they're pushing it every once in a while. And so, like that person, just start thinking about positive aspects on how they're harmonious, how they're kind, how they're loving. As you start doing that, remember you need at least a minute in order to do that. In fact, we're going to get to this right now on how to create, but you can create any person the way you want it. See, you were taught the belief that you couldn't change other people, and that is not true at all. You could change anybody. I love using the one example of, I was coaching with this lady that she was married for 13 years, and this guy was just didn't like her being in real estate, didn't like her hours, didn't like the fluctuation of money, all this stuff, didn't trust her with money, wasn't supportive really at all with her. And so she came to me and she said, hey, God dang, I got all these problems, with my husband and my marriage. And, it's been going on for 13 years. And so when she was done, I said to her, well, I really appreciate you telling me about what you don't want, but what do you want? And she just froze. She had been thinking so much, because that's the law of attraction. Whatever you're thinking about will just get bigger and bigger, and you'll just get consumed in it. Well, why not get consumed in happy, wonderful, uplifting, beautiful, prosperous thoughts, or these bad things? So she was immersed in all these, and so the law, because there is no judgment with Source, God doesn't judge, and so whatever you're thinking about, you're going to be given more ideas, more people like it, more circumstances, more situation. So she said, yeah, I just don't like my husband. He's just weird. Well, what do you want out of your husband? And she didn't know. So we started working through it, and I said, why don't we just do the opposite of what everything you said? How about, let's say that he's supportive. He loves your job. Did you make lots of money? You're coaching with me now. You're going to make lots and lots of money. In fact, this lady actually retired. Within 6 months, she retired after coaching with me. She landed a huge builder and made lots of money and retired. And was that luck? No, she attracted that, but she was a very good student, just like you guys are. And so you'd be a very good student. You say, yeah, I'm going to start looking at the positive aspects of every person that I know. And why don't you start with, because those people that bug you, that you don't like, that you talk bad about, those people actually lower your vibration and keep you away from your source. And so why don't you give it up? Why don't you allow those people to be who they are, and then start looking for those positive aspects? So she started looking for the positive aspects of, he's supportive, he's loving, he loves my job. He loves all the money I bring in. And she just got really going on all this stuff. And 3 weeks later, she came back to me and she goes, God, you wouldn't believe it. What? I asked, and she said, well, my husband's changing. I said, really? Who's changing? Yeah, she changed the way that she thought about him. And that then drew out of him these positive, loving, supportive aspects of him. And then another 2 weeks later, she came back to me and said, man, I got this guy around my finger. And I told her, let's not go there. That's kind of ego talking. But the fact is, you can see anybody in any light. People are alpha to the omega. So you can not only change you, but you can change anybody that you've ever had. And there's a belief that doesn't serve you on, I can't change other people. You can change. We had is a great example in Top Performers, where we had a lady and she said to me that, I have this client. He is just the worst. He is uncooperative. He doesn't make quick decisions. He doesn't respect what I have to say. She goes on and on and on. I said, what do you want? She goes, well, I'm meeting with him on Saturday, and here's how I'd like him to be. And I said, if you would just think about him on the way you want him to be on Saturday, he'll sign a contract. And guess what happened? He signed a contract on Saturday. That's a magnificent power you are. And now I'm going to take you through the 5 steps to how to create. Remember, it's ask and you shall receive. Well, step 1 in that asking is your thought. So you are all powerful. Remember, the scientists have all said this too, that they've all agreed that it is our thought that creates everything. It's step 1 in everything, okay? Doing God's will is you're the one to identify what you want. God's will is to show you the path of least resistance to what you want. That's it. So step 1, thought. What do I want to think about? I want to think about what I want and why I want it. That's it. Not the how. We are so used to just saying, well, I want more money, and then how am I going to go do this? Stop that. You're not going to get a thriving business with that. It's a struggle. It's upstream. Your job, your focus is to think about what you want and why you want it. Now, any thought you have to think about for at least 1 minute. So the good news on that is when you start thinking thoughts that don't make you feel good, which means you're thinking thoughts about what you don't want, that you can stop that. And I got it down to about 2 seconds where I catch myself at 2 seconds of thinking about something I don't want. Get out of that. What do I want in this? Oh, this is what I want. And literally I've done, so just this week that someone wrote me a check, and then they called me and they said, hey, you can't cash a check. I don't have the money. And I just made this person lots and lots of money. And here they're not paying me that usually my coaching, I do 15% of the commissions. And so they said, yeah, that I'm not going to, then, I can't pay you with that. And so I was thinking, wow, they can't pay me. And I would say, hold on, I don't feel good at that. I don't like that. So I started thinking, you know what? That check is going to be good. And it's going to be out of the blue. They're just going to text me. And usually I don't get into that much detail. I let the universe, but I just felt like, yeah, they're just going to text me and they're going to let me know that it's okay to cash it. Guess what happened yesterday? 2 days later? They text me and say, hey, cash it. And so it's all fun. It was like, I don't know, $2,700. So that was cool. And so, but you have to think, so you want to think about what you want for at least a minute. So when you start thinking about your referral partners, and that's something I want to focus on here, is for a minute thinking about, wow, I just love that I get the ideal referral partner, the referral partner that gives me luxury homes and referrals into luxury homes. And they're just so connected and they're so well respected that they just love giving me these referrals. And that they give me referrals into ideal clients. And these clients are well motivated. They like me. We're in harmony together, that we have a fun time together, that we enjoy ourselves, and we do this all quickly and easily, and it's just so fun with these people. I just love being with my ideal clients and how much they respect me. And then my ideal clients give me referrals into other new clients for me. And so you think that, and so that was about a minute on doing that. And kind of how to gauge that is also to have 4 thoughts. And so if you have 4 thoughts, and again, those thoughts would come from contrast. This whole belief got born out of contrast, typically, and something I don't want. What do I want? And so you have these 4 thoughts, and those 4 thoughts now, what you do want, that starts creating the energy to bring you all you want. It's like the trains start coming from heaven to you as you do that. When you invest 15 minutes i.e. the joy shop, you have bullet trains coming to you from heaven. The energy that makes worlds you have working on your behalf, playing on your behalf, providing you, gathering you all of your desires and bringing it to you. And again, I can't prove this other than it'll happen in your experience just like it happens in my experience. So step one is our thought. Our thought then goes to our emotion, step two. So the scientists don't talk about this. They talk about the energy, but that comes in step three, the energy they're referring to. But the fact is that your thoughts immediately create. That's what an amazing creator you are. With your thoughts, the power of your thought, that when you think something, you immediately create something, and it is your emotions, your feelings. And those feelings is a signal that sends out then to step three, and that is to source. And source receives that signal and immediately answers that signal. That's why when I was just talking about the preferred about the ideal referral partner, and how I just started getting one idea after the next idea after the next idea, that is source coming back to me and me allowing to be guided to the next good feeling thought about the things that I desire. And that is right there, the secret to the universe, that when you really embrace that and understand this, and your source answers you and then in essence guides you. And so source does the how. It's not your job. It's not your job to figure out how you're going to do it. You just focus on what you want and why you want it. And the ideas will come to you. So the thoughts will come to you. The people will come to you. The circumstance, that's why I call it out of the blue. You didn't do it, okay? You did it. You started it all with step one, going to step two automatically. So you don't have to do much. In these 5 steps, there's only 2 things you have to do in the 5 steps of creation. Step number 1, thinking about what and why of what you want, okay, is automatically you create that emotion. Your guidance system with source, and then source answers and gives you the how. That's why out of the blue experiences happen, because you could have never figured it out. Like think about maybe your spouse, how you met them or whatever, and like there's no way you could ever figure that out. Or think about the last deal that you had and how that deal came. And the more you start thinking, and sometimes we think that, oh, we're not in control. Well, no, we started it all. We said, this is what we want. And then our source delivers to us. That's why if you're not thinking about what you want, source is going to deliver to us what we don't want too, because we can only think of 2 things, either what we don't want or what we do want, your choice. And from now on, just think about what you do want. And you're going to be tempted to think about what you don't want, because you're going to be saying, oh no, but I got a problem. I got some trouble. I got, whatever. I got to think about this whole thing. And no, if you ask for what is the solution, then okay. But if you get down into there and why you're mad at that person or how that happened and why that is and how are you going to get out of this, that all of that is upstream, and you will never have the type of amazing, perfect result and answer as when you allow source to answer for you. So source answers immediately, receives your communication of energy, of emotion, and then responds with communication, energy, that emotion that turns in to all these things that then we say are tangible, that we can see, that we can sense. Step 4 is the missing key to everything that you have asked for. all of us have done enough of the thinking of what and why we want. We've also done too much of the other thinking of what we don't want. But your source knows what you want. And it is held at the highest vibration in this pure, beautiful place. But you have to meet it in this pure, beautiful place. So how do you, when you ask, and God has it in this pure vibration that is loving and allowing, and the best solution and the best response that you could ever have, the best outcome that you can ever have. So how do I raise myself up to not just have it in vibration form, but to have it into my experience? And it's number 4. This is the answer to everything that you have wanted, is to what I call ABE, a real easy way. And you just start thinking ABE, Abe, kind of like Abe Lincoln. You know, he's a respected guy, president of the United States. He has a great monument. I was in Washington, D.C. this summer, and just, you know, I just get God bumps all over me when I see that. So I just right now plant it into your mind, Abe, and the A is for allowing. That the first thing that you need to allow is you need to allow yourself and give yourself permission to have the things that you want to be, do, and have. It's your belief that has prevented you from having the things, because remember, your beliefs, most of them aren't your own. And most of them are resistant, guarded beliefs that have been passed on generation after generation. And this, my friend, and I know this is hitting you, that this is the aha. This is where the lights are turning on, that everything is, oh my God, this is all I need to do. I need to give myself permission now. I need to allow my good to come to me. There's only well-being that flows. And so I'm going to start allowing my good to come to me. So what is allowing? First of all, stay out of the how. Don't do the how. Put all your trust, put your whole essence into believing that God will answer you and will give you everything that you wanted. So this is almost like church, but said in a different way, so that you can make it intimate. This is about you and how you feel, and you are guided every moment on the path. Will you allow God today to show you the path to the things that you have asked for? Some of you are not turned towards the things that you want. And now you are starting to turn yourself as you allow and then as you believe it. I want you to believe it. Like when I ask people and they say, well, I want to be a millionaire. And, you know, they just say it like they don't believe it. They think it's all God Almighty. And when I'm a millionaire, well, I'm here to tell you my personal experience of being a millionaire, that once you get that $1 million, I'm telling you, what's the next thing? Next, you know, it's next. I live in the neighborhood near a billionaire who owns the Mavericks, and he wanted to buy the Rangers baseball team, and so he already owns the Mavericks team. You know, it's next. I mean, he's got a huge house that it's just, you know, massive, his $1 billion house that, you know, that it's massive. So he doesn't want that anymore. So he needs to go and more births are births. So then he says, wow, I want to own a professional team. So he owns a basketball team. Then he wants to own, and guess what? He can't have that baseball team. So he might be sadder, feel badder, if you will, than all of us. Yet he has $1 billion. And again, I'm not sure if that's the case with him, but if he feels bad, that this is all just fun. that if I don't get it now, I'll get it, and that already to just stand and appreciate what you have. So here I just gave you an example of a person with $1 billion, much less $1 million, like most of you are thinking that you want, that I'm telling you, when you get it, you'll have the next desire. And so it's not the God Almighty answer to everything. You know, people that win the lottery, more people than not, end up without that money. They, you know, go bankrupt, they spend it all, whatever. They don't understand on how that is. They think, oh, I can just, you know, go do it. And they go below the $50 million or whatever and are in debt and declare bankruptcy. And so you don't need any of that. And that, look at you, you know, look at how good you are on what you have right now. As you are standing in a state of appreciation, and that is to allow and that recognize all the things that you have. And so to allow, to believe, and so to believe that God is bringing all the things that you have. When you have doubt, that lowers your vibration, and it starts sending the signal of don't send me the $1 million or whatever it is. And so there is no more doubt. Put your full faith in God and just know that I'm going to allow God to guide me to my desires. I believe in God, and that God shall deliver this, my source shall deliver this, and to expect it. Not to wonder, I wonder if it's going to happen. I know it's happening. And everything's going to happen, and it doesn't matter why, because, so here's a great way to look at this. You know the 5 W's? You do what and why. As far as when, it's God's job. As far as where, it's God's job. As far as who, it's God's job. And you will be given inspired action. So it's not that you won't do any action. We are physical beings, and we love that. We love that we can do all this communication and all of this, and we're vibrational beings. Actually, we're all energy that's in, you know, somewhat of a in a form, if you will, of our bodies, but that's all moving and all energy and more space than matter in between that. But look at and just remember the 5 W's. Yours is what and why, not when, where, and who. When you relax, when you are not, and here's the word, is attached. Don't be attached to these outcomes. That you just know and you expect it. So it's Abe, allow, believe, and expect. And then you shall manifest. And you'll manifest all of your desires. That is the 5 steps of creation. Again, step 4 is an ask to be in a pure state of allowing. So what are you going to ask for? What I want. And then you're going to ask for a pure state of allowing. And as you do, you will manifest all the things that you want. It's all coming to you now. Woohoo! Okay, a couple quick things. A couple tools on how to use, and this is about beliefs and how to trump beliefs, and that you can trump any belief by thinking differently about a subject, and then that becomes your belief. One way to practice thoughts of what you want is to visualize like you already have it. So as you do, if you will, that I already have it. And so I have a lady right now that is visualizing buying a home, who's a real estate agent, but wants to buy a really nice home. I have 2 ladies, in fact. One visualizing this corner home, just loves it, loves the backyard. And I have her visualizing on her walking in her garden in the backyard, and how she just loves it, in the corner, and the neighbors, and the beautiful grass and the trees, and that she's just getting into it. And that home will be hers. That I have another one that has a very expensive, like a $650,000 home that they want to get into, and they basically haven't had any business in the last 5 years. And since they took Top Performers and now coaching with me, that they're selling 4 to 5 homes a month, and most of them are listings. And you know why? Because she said, I want to be the queen of listings. And that's what you want to do, is you want to be the queen of or king of listings, or whatever it may be. So what you see in your mind's eye will appear. Then affirm in the present tense. So this is, we all talk, your mother told you not to talk to yourself. Well, guess what? We all talk to ourselves all the time. The key is, what am I telling myself? And so I'm going to affirm in the present tense, and I'm going to start out with the 2 most powerful words you can use, and that it is I am. And my best example, memorable example that I have with this is a person who actually was told in their 20s that they were mentally handicapped. And so this person started using, I am a genius. And they every day just kept on saying, I am a genius. And I don't know, 15 years later, they invented like the twist tie and the bread and made millions of dollars. And so you can be whatever you want to be. So I am a master at real estate. I am a master at time management. I am prosperous. I am abundant. That I am happy. That I am healthy. That I am the queen of listings. I am the closer of 3 or more deals. But that I am, or similar to it as on whatever you declare you are, you are. It doesn't matter what anybody declared before about you, or whatever you declared about yourself, that you start changing your beliefs and you start saying, I am. This is who I am. Or I sell. What do you do? I close at least 3 homes per month. I serve at least 3 families and have 3 closings per month. I love allowing over $20,000 per month. There's all the money that you ever want to need. You know, you talk about money that like there were no millionaires 50 years ago. Well, how'd that happen? You know, there were no billionaires. Now there's over 400 billionaires in the world. Well, how does that happen? It happens because anything you ask for, source makes more of it. It doesn't take away from anything. So start asking for what you want, and you start getting determined right now and right here. And by golly, I'm going to start thinking about what I want. I'm the commander. I call the shots, and then God allows me, helps me, guides me, supports me, loves me to take me to all of my dreams come true, to the path of least resistance. And hallelujah, your thought is your prayer, ceaseless prayer on what you want or not. And from now on, it's going to be ceaseless prayers on what you want. So I'm getting fired up, and I know you are too, and this is exciting. And so becoming a deliberate creator, one of the ways to be a deliberate creator is through deliberate episode intending. And here's what that means, that during the day, and I want you to write down this word, and that word is pause. I want you to pause and ask, what do I want in this next episode? Okay, during each episode of the day. And here's the great question is, what is the best outcome I want? So when you get off here and you're going to lunch, you say, you know what? I want to have a delicious and healthy lunch. You know what? I want to travel safely, easily, and have fun in my travels. You know what? At this meeting, at this listing meeting, that it's good. What I want is the best outcome, and the best outcome is for them to love me, me to love them, us to get along so well, for them to sign the contract, and for us to move forward as me being able to serve them. But if you're not deliberate, and if you're not stating what you want during the day, pausing. And why are you pausing? You're allowing God to lead you. That instead of you trying to lead the show and with all the answers and everything. No, you have done your work, if you will. Your focus is what and why I want, and then you allow God. Well, when you get intentional and you say, this is what I want in this next episode, that guess what happens is you're going to start seeing your episodes of your day getting better and better. This evening, I want just a wonderful discussion conversation with my husband or wife, and I just want to have a wonderful time with the children, or whatever your current situation is, that if you don't declare it, you're going to continue to get life by default. And you don't want that anymore. That, in fact, there's no going back anymore. You now, after this third session, are starting to understand how life really works and who you are and the deliberate creator that you are. And that now, by being this deliberate, that you're gonna find a void when you're not deliberately creating. And so this is your time to shine. This is your time to be the light of the world and to be able to say, yes, I'm going to be deliberate now in what I do. I'm going to relax those beliefs that I have, and I'm just going to start thinking about what I want. I'm going to trump all of the beliefs that I have, and I'm going to ask during the day, I'm going to pause, I'm going to allow God to catch up, if you will, and for me to be led, and I'm going to ask, what's the best outcome that I want? And then I'm going to state that outcome as I pause and I think about that, and that you're going to start seeing more and more good things coming to you. So ideal referral partnerships, just as we wind down here, we have a couple minutes left, but your agenda again for ideal referral partnerships. And I talked to a couple of you before this session, and you're using this, you're getting referral partners, and you're going to start getting referrals. And think about previous clients. I have one lady that wants to make $45,000 a year this month, and the number one is going back to old clients and getting referral partners. If you're new in the business, then you just go to where you're getting your hair done. You go to a loan officer. You go to wherever. You call me. I'll give you help. That I can help you with all this. And I'm associated. I have lots of connections. In fact, one of you already got a listing from me this weekend, and so more good things coming. And so the process, ask for help. So when you meet with your referral partner, ask for help, and you share your goal. I'd like to be able to serve at least 5 families of $350,000 homes, or whatever that is, whatever you're driven to. Again, I just show you how to get on your path. You then determine your path based on your feeling good or bad, but you share what is your goal, what rings your bell, and then you share that, and then share your ideal client. Here's who I'm looking for. These are people that I want to motivate it. I'd like them in at least $200,000 homes, or whatever that number is, and I want them to have lots of cash and have good credit. And again, they may not know all this, but as you call that forth, that people kind of know if, they spend too much or whatever, or if they're, fairly thrifty. And so they know, but you start calling for it. You start asking for it. It's like, the phone, you've got to pick up the phone and ask. So pick up the phone and ask God for what you want, and then go to your referral partners. And with your energy about that, talking to them with referral partners, you're going to get everything you want. And then you want to ask for a personal introduction. You don't want just a name and a number. You want them to contact them, call them is usually the best, or meet with them. The 3 of you meet would be awesome, and get those referrals. Because again, using this process, I have someone that is going to close 3 deals this month just by using this process. And so it's easy, it's quick. Go to your hairdresser, go to your family, go to your friends, but you have to ask. Ask and you shall receive. You are the one responsible for the asking. You have to ask. And it's not so much asking for the business, not tough like that. No, ask for what you want. You want to be able to help people, serve people with their home needs, or whatever that goal is that you have that you need to ask for. Call it forth. If you want a better relationship with your husband, go home right now and say, listen, you know what I want? I want to have a better relationship with you. And then when he says how, say, hell, I don't know. I'll leave it to God. But you just focus on the what and the why, and it's all coming to you. And then finally, in the referral partner, hold them accountable. Hey, when when can I get back to you to do this? And then see them every 2 weeks. And so, and again, number 5 is hold them accountable on that, when can you call that person, or when can we meet? And then you call them back, or you go to that meeting. But you want to hold them accountable to let them know that you're serious about helping all of the people that they know, that they work with, that they love, that your expertise, that you have the heart to help all of the people that are important to them. And so you are giving them a gift far greater than any money or any $50 little thing, that you're giving them the gift of you, and you are a gift to the world, and believe that. And that's a beautiful belief to have. So your success steps. Listen to success number 3, believe in your success at least 6 times. I'll be sending that to you along with the recap of all of this recording. Meet with at least one new referral partner this week. And so again, this is one of the magic bullets for you to enjoy. Listen to this recording until you believe it. That this recording, what happened today, it's never happened before, ever in the history of man. I'm telling you this, the way that it was presented today for you, that it came from source and it's there for you. And so you just believe this, and you start recognizing on how you feel the freedom, on how you feel the energy, on how you feel that you and now know that you are a deliberate creator, that you're the one that needs to ask. All those other beliefs you were given, just throw them out and just start believing in you and believe in God, and that God will guide you in every moment of every day with those feelings, feeling good, and you just want to get that prize of joy, and the heavens shall part for you. And finally, do your joy shop every morning, and then contact me if I can help you in any way that you want. Help you may want. That's a typo, but any way that you want, just let me know. So with that it has just been a remarkable time with you all, that I love you guys. You let me know how I can help you, and make sure you do your assignments. We just have 2 more weeks left, and so we'll see you next Wednesday for another. This is going to be about how to prioritize your life, and very practical, and then we'll go from there. So with that, love you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.